Welcome back. As we continue our back to school coverage, we are highlighting an important issue that becomes even more prevalent during the school year. Period poverty impacts about a quarter of students in the U.S., and sometimes that can even cause young women and girls to miss school during their menstrual cycle. Joining us in the studio is Mary with Amenity Aid. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. So our first question for you is, what is period poverty for those that don't know, and how does it impact women and girls within Rhode Island?
So period poverty is the inability to access or afford products needed to manage a period.
Okay.
It impacts about 1 in 3 low-income people who menstruate in Rhode Island.
Okay. So with thousands of students going back to school and going back to the classroom, how does that impact the issue of period poverty, and where does Amenity Aid Rhode Island come in to address that need? You know, this is something that not a lot of people think about. So yeah.
It's true. A lot of people don't realize that period products are not covered by government assistance programs like SNAP benefits, what we used to call food stamps or WIC. So if you have an EBT card, you can't go into a store and get what you need, like tampons or sanitary pads. This is where Amenity Aid comes in. We're filling that gap.
Okay, and how are you guys filling that gap? So like, what are some things you do to make sure those students get the resources they need?
So we work with about 11 social service agencies such as Sojourner House, Amos House, and we have other organizations on our wait list, and every month we are supplying them with products like tampons and pads as needed.
Wow, that's amazing. So how can our school systems and city and state officials address period poverty as well?
Well, there has been a lot of progress made over the last few years, I'm happy to say. In 2019, Rhode Island dropped what we call tampon tax. So these products are not taxed anymore. And as of the 2022-2023 school year, all Rhode Island schools must provide pads and tampons, period products, we'll just say, to students from grades 5 through 12.
Okay. And something else we want to ask you that's very important, I think, is what support do you guys need from our community to help make your jobs easier? You know, if people want to help out or get involved, how can they do so?
Yeah, it's great. We hear a lot of great feedback from the community and people who want to help. There are a few ways to help. We do accept new unopened packages of toiletry items, such as pads and tampons, but the biggest way to help is honestly monetary donations. Because we're in a facility now, we're in a 6,000 square foot warehouse, so we can purchase these items in bulk, so we like to say we can really stretch $1.
Okay, and if people want to donate money, I mean, how can they do that? Where can they go to do that?
They can go right on our website, amenityaid.org.
Okay, awesome. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up this morning?
No, I'm just very excited to bring this issue to light. I'm happy to be here and raise awareness. I also wanted to say Amenity Aid does represent Rhode Island for the Alliance of Period Supplies. So we last year stood with Senator Megan McCall at the State House as she declared the first Period Poverty Awareness Week in Rhode Island in May.
Okay, so that's every year in May now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.